Good morning, my dear wonderful friends. It is morning here and it's very wonderful. The weather is good. Now, the question here is, did you know that the former American president, that is President Barack Obama, actually met with the former, now deceased, President Thomas S. Monson of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints? Actually, he met and President Monson presented to President Obama his genealogy. That is the genealogy. The church has done the genealogy of President Obama and they presented it to him. And probably, I presume that they even inquired as to whether it is okay for them to perform, baptism on behalf of the dead for his ancestors. I think that one maybe could have been a very possible thing. And without further ado, let me just invite you and let us just fall on what really happened during that time. Please welcome.
Meeting of two presidents, the President of the United States and the President of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And church officials took President Obama a gift.
Richard Pite is live in the newsroom with details on that visit. Rich?
Well, Carol and Bruce, that gift was a 5-book record of President Obama's family history presented by President Monson. Previous presidents have had this exchange, a gesture of goodwill from both sides. Presidents and religious leaders often meet at the White House, but this meeting is happening amid complex wars and conflicts overseas. There are cultural differences and divisiveness here at home. An economy is struggling to recover, a looming healthcare crisis, and more. Politically, today's meeting, though fairly routine, is still a sign of mutual support on what unites us.
President Monson wants to get across to the people of Utah, but of the United States and the world, that we want our president to succeed.
After receiving the 5-book volume of his family's genealogy, the president said in a statement, "I enjoyed my meeting with President Monson and Elder Oaks. I'm grateful for the genealogical records that they brought with them, and I'm looking forward to reading through the materials with my daughters. It's something our family will treasure for years to come." President Monson said, "President Obama's heritage is rich with examples of leadership, sacrifice, and service. We were very pleased to research his family history and are honored to present it to him today." Nevada Senator Harry Reid arranged the meeting, which was also attended by Elder Dallin Oaks. Elder Oaks said, "The church has great resources and experience in genealogy work, and we are proud to have researched such a unique and impressive family history." The church has also presented personal histories to other U.S. presidents recently, including George W. Bush and Bill Clinton. This meeting is evidence that members of the LDS Church do have some amount of political clout and that President Obama respects that. Carol?
Thank you, Rich Pite.
So, my dear brothers and sisters, as you can see, actually, the government of the United States must really be, respecting the church. The church must actually be having some political, clout. Is that the right word? Political, some political weight there in so many matters involving governance and politics. There, I actually didn't know. But a colleague, a friend of mine, shared this. And by the way, this video was some years back. I think it's 15 years now, ever since President Obama was the president of the United States. But this is just to show you that the church is at will to work with every individual persons, and it's actually doing a lot of things. And one thing that we need to understand is that our prophets and apostles are actually doing their part in ensuring that people receive the gospel. And for President Monson to hand over family history to President Obama, that one actually meant a lot. There's a lot of things that really happened there, a lot of things. And just like I said earlier, that probably the church sought permission, maybe, we never know, but maybe they sought permission to ensure that these family records, they can actually, do a baptism for the deceased members in the temple, which I think President Barack Obama actually gave consent for them to go ahead. You know, that is what it is. That is what it is. The church is actually doing a lot. And you can hear there, they say that it was not only President Obama that was given this family history. You know, most of the American presidents were also given this family history, like President George W. Bush, they say that he was also given his family history, and which some of their family members, okay, a temple work has been done for them. Okay, a temple work has been done for them. Of course, relative by permission given to them by the president himself. So he authorized that for them to be able to officiate and perform this temple work for these families. Of course, those who are deceased, that is. So this is actually to tell you that the church means business, and the gospel of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, it is actually serious, that every individual must receive the gospel. Everybody must receive the gospel. The only thing is that that is if they only want to, you know, they choose not to, you know, keep it. They choose not to follow the principles. But what happens is that as members of the church, we will have actually done our part. And that's why you see every prophet meets some of these high-ranking people in the society, and they actually share with them the gospel. They share with them the gospel, and they leave it to them for them to decide. And that is what it is, my dear brothers and sisters. For President Obama to actually have met President Monson, and he's been actually given his family, you know, family records being prepared by the church and given to him. That was so wonderful. So this gospel is both here and in the life to come. This gospel is not only for mortality. And that is one of the greatest lessons I learned when I went to the temple, is that I ended up realizing that this gospel is not only for this life. This gospel is not only for this life. This gospel also carries with it those who are actually in the spirit world. It goes beyond there. So that is why it is very essential for us to do our family history. And once we've done our family history, after receiving the gospel, we ensure we do temple work for our deceased ancestors, because that is what is required of us. That is what is required of us. And that is what I know President Monson invited President Barack Obama to start actually doing that, to start thinking about it, you know, by presenting his family records and explaining to him the very essence of having these family records. It is for them to receive necessary ordinances. And as we all know, families are not only for this world. Families are eternal. Families are eternal. Okay, if we live well in the principles of the gospel, we shall be with our great-grandparents and our great-great-grandmothers in the life to come. That is if we live well. But ours is to seek our own fathers. And that is what Elijah said. That is what Malachi said, that dreadful day. You know, the Lord told Malachi that beyond I send you Elijah before that great and dreadful day. And he shall turn the hearts of the fathers to their children, and the hearts of the children to their fathers. And this is the time, you know, this is the time when President Barack Obama is given his family records. His hearts will turn to his forefathers. Okay? His heart will turn to his forefathers and start remembering his forefathers. And if there is no ordinance that was performed, then that is the time for them to start actually organizing these ordinances be performed. Because remember one thing, Paul said, them without us, they cannot be made perfect. And neither us without them, we cannot actually be perfect. So we all need to do what the Lord requires of us. And this is what exactly is happening, my brothers. And this was 15 years President Barack Obama is given this thing. I didn't know about this. Tell me what you think there, my dear brothers and sisters. Tell me what you think. How do you feel about this? Otherwise, thank you very much. God bless you, and I'm looking forward to see you again next time. Have a wonderful day.